Hello, this is Janet16 and I'm here today to bring you an update on O Gauge Model Railway Exhibition. And good news is the shed's here. The base is down, kind of, it's not fitted in place yet, but we were doing some measurements last night. We do have some things to do with it, but that's going well. Besides the actual shed, I've been keeping myself busy, and I purchased two of these Pico buffers. I actually got them ordered in for me, Antics, and I picked them up yesterday. So we got two of them built up. I did use one in a diorama, so I'm going to need one more. I need three. I'm not sure of the track plan. I got a track plan, but it might change when I actually get the board sorted. So I'm not sure how many I need. Talking of the boards, the shed could be up by the end of the weekend, but that does not mean that the track's got to be in there, because got to insulate the shed, got to build the frames, and it's got to be built so it's easy to transport, because it will be going to exhibitions, and I don't know when, obviously, but I will. That is the idea. I want it to be a proper exhibition layout. So yeah, two buffer beams, and yeah, I got to build the board first. That's the main thing. Now we'll have a look at this coach. I'm not sure if I showed this in the update. I picked this up from the Thornbury train show. This is an old Lima O Gauge coach. Now I was going to repaint it, but I don't think I need to. It looks alright in maroon, so I'm happy with that. I fitted a hook, brass hook on the front. However, I cannot find the spare one I had, so I'm going to have to sort out a solution for this side. But that's nice. I got that sorted now, so you'll be on the layout as soon as. Let's move the buffer beams back. And the other coach, the Mark II, I've just fitted glass in this. There will be interior. That's something I do want to build on this model. But for now, I've put the glass in it. The glass is actually just temporary. It's not going to be staying in now. I got to get some Perspex or Clearspec. I'm not sure how you say it. But also, this coach has been fitted with two brass coupling hooks. Now, 3-link coupling, all the wagons and that. But to make this go with the Mark I over that brake, the Lima one, I've made this shorter, so when they do couple up, they haven't got such a big gap on them, and they'll be able to go when the bends absolutely fine. That's the only problem with the paintwork, and I will eventually touch that up, get it all sorted. But again, this coach is fine for now, because if we look at the other side is perfect, as you can see. And so I'm really pleased with that. So that's something I've been keeping myself busy. That coach is now ready for running, and will be on the layout as soon as I get track running and that. And lastly, I don't know if I'm going to film this. I might have to move the coaches. I'm going to show you something I've been building. If you're on Facebook, you've probably already seen it. And if you know me on Facebook, you would have seen it, because I posted quite a few pictures yesterday. I spent all day yesterday working on it. I'm just going to move the camera back a bit. I got a cough coming. And here it is. I don't think I'm going to get it in the shot. So, there we go. That's actually the bad side. There's a bit of a gap in the metal, which I'd be against the wall, so you won't see it. Let's move the biscuit barrel. Does that fit? Well, it kind of fits in shot. There we go. Just about fits in. Now, this is a coach shed. And because the railway, it's a preserved railway, if you know what's happening with it, if you've watched my other videos, it's a preserved railway. They've had the railway open for about a year. They've just extended to the next station, so they can actually do proper running now. It's going to have a whole backstory and everything, but it's a low budget railway, so they haven't got that much going on. They try and do their best, and it will progress over time like a real preserved railway would, because obviously I'm going to get more O Gauge stock. I'm not going to spend a fortune on it, obviously. I've said that before now, because double O Gauge is still where all my money will go. But I built this, and the idea is it's a old coach shed, and because they haven't got any facilities to repair locos and that in a proper closed shed like Preserve Railways have, and because early on in the railway's life, this is all they got. So there's got to be an actual platform in there, a small platform, obviously, and they'll be able to work on rolling stock and everything like that. And this shed will always have something in. And now, if I just move the camera, you'll see inside there. So we got room for track. I will get a coach actually. Let me just get my Mark 1. The height of it is just enough to fit the 14XX underneath, because that is my tallest loco. And there we go. So you can see down there now. And this is where the platform's going to be down the side. It's not going to be a massive platform. But yeah, this is where they do all their maintenance and that. I'm thinking about when it's actually on the layout, because I don't know what it's got. I know where it's going to go on the layout, but again, it might change just because I've changed the track plan ever so slightly. So I do want to somehow put some tall chest in here and that. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but also at the end of this shed, there's going to be a bit of scaffolding, and I'm going to make that, and the scaffolding is going to be a bit of a paint shed where they do all the painting of the rolling stock, and it's going to be tarpauled over like plastic sheets, and they do this at the Dean Fast Railway over in Lydney, and that's why they got that. So that's why I got the idea. So I'm going to have a scaffolding over the wagons, and that's where they repaint them. But like I said, the shed's always going to be full. There's always got to be new rolling stock in here. It's got to be made so the stock has to be moved to get other stuff out from behind it. So a lot of shunting on the track, which is great. And yeah, so everything's going really well. What I'm going to do is just put this back long ways, and I'm going to get the camera, pick the camera up and show you how I've done it. So it's all a wooden frame. Now you can just see the framework inside that, and that means that needs a bit of coat of spray, which I can do anytime. That's no rush. I've spotted that now, so I can do that. And you can see a gap there. Again, I got ways of fixing that because I do want to put a gutter on it. Again, the roof is coming. I'm looking at 2 ways of doing the roof at the moment, and I have some good ways of doing that, because this kind of a shed they've converted to allow to do work on the engines. So it's all wooden frame. I've sprayed it red, of course, and it took about, I don't know, I worked on it one night. It took about half an hour to do the one side, and that was without the panelling, because these are panel pieces, which I have to get another sheet of for the roof. So altogether, I would say it took about 3 hours to build, and I just used super glue, not wood glue for this. The super glue I used is this one here, and I use this stuff for nearly everything, adding detail to locos, and you don't need much of it at all. This can stick stuff really well. As for the scaled rail buildings by Hornby, if you ever break bits off them, you can buy these from Sainsbury's, £1.50. They're a little bit dearer in other shops, but they're usually on offer in Sainsbury's and Tesco's. And if you break anything on your scaled rail buildings, this will stick it straight away. In fact, it'll stick it that fast, you've got to make sure you put the piece in the right place to stick it, because it just sticks incredibly quick. So yeah, I use that all the time for absolutely everything. I've even used it on my brass engine I'm building for adding the white metal pieces, and they've stuck fine, absolutely fine. So they never come loose unless it got really wet, like when I left the brass engine outside overnight and totally forgot about it. And that is one of the reasons that the re-primer and everything. But yeah, that's really good. So there's the shed, as you can see. It fit entire Mark 1 coach inside. Mark 1 coach is longer than Mark 2, so the Mark 2 will fit in that easy. With the track, it's a little bit higher, of course. So I'm either going to go with a sloped roof or a round roof. Now I think a round roof would look really good. and I do want to do a round roof, but I do want to do a trial run with a flat roof, well, like an angled sloped roof like that, just to see how that would look. So that's some ideas I have. Anyway, that's it for this video. Like I said, shed's here. We'll get that all sorted. I want to get the framework done and everything. I'll give you an update when the shed's done. I'll put some pictures on Facebook if you're on the Facebook page. I'll put the Facebook page in the description so you can join and watch the progress of the railway. And yeah, I got another wagon as well coming, but I'm going to cut down on buying wagons and that now. I want to sort out the track, obviously, and the boards. I only got a wagon because I really need it, because there's one, I don't know, a 5-minute drive from my house. There's one in a side and just left there for display. So I got that coming from Bernard, O-Gauge. So thanks for watching, and bye until next time.